Hello Libra, welcome back. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you enjoy the reading. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, as it will circulate the videos to other people who may need to see it at this time. So this is a general reading. Aspects of it may apply to you, or it may apply to somebody else that you're interacting with at the moment. So you may see it in others around you, or a specific other. If you have influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, so something that you know to be affecting you, whether it's your moon or your ascendant or some other aspect, perhaps you have a whole group of planets in one particular sign, or it could be, even your Venus. Just see how it works for you, but you can cross-watch to my other videos for more insight and information. I use the 12 houses of the zodiac, so as the cards are appearing in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear for you at this time. So overall, I think you're in for a much better month than what you have been through the last 2 to 3 months. Bottom of the deck, overall influence is actually Grand Trine Blessings. So a lovely card to be coming in. General aspects associated with this which is coming through in other aspects of your chart. Basically an improvement, all-round improvement, good flow, good timing, and sort of general contentment. A true partner may be coming in for you at this time. Otherwise, you're going to be well received in general. Your path is clearing. And trust, having trust and faith in what's going on in your world and how you're moving forward is important. It is going to require effort, though, from you to bring all this home, all the lovely aspects that are coming out for you this month. It is going to require special effort from you. But there's also a general feeling of completion, actually, with this card, and it's coming out in your chart as well. General feeling of completion. So, and from that comes a kind of contentment as well. Okay, so in the first house we have Sun Spirit. First house is everything to do with yourself, your physical body, your vitality, your life force. It's also what you project to others, how they perceive you. So that's your characteristics, your personality, how you look. How you look at yourself and how they look at you may be very different. It's also, your outward, your outward sort of outlook, your attitude, and how you move forward in your life, your personal independence, your daily routines, what you're driving towards. It's everything to do with the self, internally and also externally. Your self-oriented interests, what you're busy with right now. So with Sun Spirit coming in, this is a lovely card. It's a leadership card, charisma. So you're going to be feeling all this. You may have to take leadership in some way to activate all these other lovely aspects, but it is about taking leadership, imbuing charisma, power, influence, and also inspiration, whether you'll be getting inspiration or you'll be inspiring others. I feel that you will be inspiring others. It's your life force and your vitality are going to be enhanced. It's also going to bring in positive and meaningful things which are starting to happen now. So positive and meaningful things starting to happen. This is the Yes card. In the spotlight, you're being singled out for something. You'll be showing your skill in some way, and possibly through that you will need to take leadership as well. It's about being noticed, and general fun and creativity, and also children may be indicated there, and also a summer event or a party. You may be planning that, thinking about that at this time in advance, but it's quite a lovely event that you're planning or will be involved in some way. Then in the second house we have Mars Force. Second house is your house of income. It's also the house of your self-worth and your value systems. It's all forms of possession, what you own as well, all falls under the second house. So anything you own, how it affects you, how you view it, so what you value in yourself, what you value in others, and what you value in those possessions. And your self-worth around that, and your income to do with everything, how it drives everything, the sources of it, how you're using that income, and so on. So with this Mars Force coming in, this is your warrior energy coming in. Your Mars is how you get things done, okay? So this is indicating that you've got something to fight for in this house. You're facing a challenge of some kind. So you may have to confront, compete, or defend over something. You're going to, but whatever is going on, the overall feeling is that you're going to be feeling driven and passionate. And it's indicating that you need to take vigorous action towards your goals. Protect your interests at this time. Also, this has got a sort of a seek and claim energy associated with it, pursuing. So pursuing your goals, pursuing what it is you want. And a fire has been lit. So something has got you fired up, and now is the time to drive forward on that. Then in the third house, we have fire element desire. So this is following on from these two cards, both sunny, both outgoing, both sort of life force cards. This is another one coming up for you now. So whatever you're putting into place, it's going to come literally from your essence, from your spirit, into your second house and into your third house as well. So the third house is all forms of communication, so how you express yourself. And this is written, verbal, body language. It covers all kinds of documents and contracts as well. And this communication can be online, it can be literally any form. And it also covers communication with anybody around you in any circumstance, but also on a wider forum. So this is almost like a wider audience of the public and so on. It can really go quite wide. So with this this is coming in, you're going to be motivated to go after what you desire. Your desire is going to drive you in some way. So I feel what this is about, being the third house, the communication, as I said, can be to people around you or to a wider forum in some way, but it can also be to specific family members. And this can be cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings, general relatives, and also neighbors. Neighbors may also come in on this. So with this card, it's saying it's time to put your cards on the table now. You need to act assertively with somebody, and it's going to be about having courage and daring. So act assertively, get up front, and that means getting honest with somebody. Put your cards on the table so that there's no misunderstanding. This is long overdue. It needs to be done now. So get honest with this person so that everybody, that you know where you stand, they know where you stand, and that is going to have a knock-on effect to these other people that are around you at this time. Cards on the table. This is a very passionate response, a very passionate response to somebody. It's a communication in general. It's a very passionate communication. There are going to be quick changes coming in with this card, some kind of new beginning as well. So I feel once you've got yourself clear, cards on the table, it's going to set in motion all kinds of changes and bring about a new beginning. So there's rapid movement with this card. Some kind of unforgettable transformation is going to occur. It's also about a wake-up call or an epiphany that you're going to be having, but you're going to be fired up. You're going to be fired up. Just be careful of others' bad advice and bulldozing as well at this time. So people trying to give you advice about something that really they do not have your best interests at heart, and they don't fully understand the situation in any case. They just won't understand it. So you need to stand firm on that. This is also about burning away the past. Burning away the past to clear the landscape and start fresh. Start new, plant new things, and move forward in the direction which has got you fired up. It's a very rapid new beginning that's coming for you in this house. So express yourself, make your feelings heard, and be clear about what it is you want to do now. Then in the fourth house we have Scorpio, I transform. So the fourth house is the house of your home and family. So it's your home, your physical home, the actual place where you're living or residing. It's also your atmosphere in your home, the people in your home, and it's also your relationship with your family, your roots, your foundation, your ancestry, your ethnic identity, whatever is applicable for you. It's your relationship with that, and everything that goes on or comes with that. So now with this card, this is a very intense card coming into this house. So it's going to cover a number of aspects, but overall, really, it's kind of a very deep self-analysis. you're going to be testing what you really want here. It's going to be testing you about what you really want. You need to stand firm against the opinions and pressures of others. So this came up in your third house, and it's coming up again in your fourth house. So this must be family related, I'm feeling. Stand firm, and other people's, as I said, other people's opinions and pressures suit them. It's what they want to see. It's what's going to make them comfortable. It's not about your happiness. So you're going to have to lead the way on that, but you must do some sort of deep self-analysis, or perhaps you have been doing that lately, and you really are going to be testing what you want. You may also be involved in a very sort of transformative, important relationship. This is a karmic love relationship, it looks like to me, but it could be another kind, but it's a very transformative, important relationship. This is one of a kind. There's also, with this card, comes in a lot of sexuality and passion, passionate love. Secrets could be coming in, or a secret affair. All of these things come in with the Scorpio card because it's ruled by Pluto, and Pluto rules all of those things. Just also protect your reputation at this time. A lot of your relationships are quite karmic, and there may be all kinds of things going on, but somebody, either you are going to be doing this, or somebody's going to be directing this at you, and it's kind of like vengeful tactics going on. So revenge, somebody's unhappy, so just protect your reputation at this time. You also may be gaining what you have worked very hard for. So this could be something to do with your actual physical home, something that you want to bring into being there. Perhaps you want to transform it or regenerate it in some way, or there's some kind of renovation going on. So it's kind of, really, you've been nose to the grindstone working towards something in your home environment, and it requires a transformation or regeneration of some kind. It could also just be, as I said, the atmosphere in your home and you being in charge. Careful with finance at this time. Or property is indicated in some way. Taxes, shared assets, things like that. Even inheritance may come in for you. It's property associated with the past, or people from your past, which is normally related to family. So all of these aspects coming in for you. It's quite an intense time, but you need to take charge, and after some deep analysis about what it is you really want, and then take charge. In your fifth house, you have Black Moon Lilith mystery. Fifth house is your house of your personal creativity, all creative endeavors that you're involved in, or how you express yourself, how you dress, how you conduct your business, what you do in your business, and so on. It's your creative flair. It's also the house of children, so this is your children or other people's children that you're associated with this at this time. It's also the house of love affairs, and it's the house of having fun and recreational activities of all kinds. There's also a gambling element or a risk-taking element associated with this house as well. So that could be a risk-taking love affair, or it could be some kind of risk associated with something else in this house, or it could be an activity which is like gambling or stock exchange, something like that. So this is quite an intense card again coming in. So it could be, this is the sort of darker feminine. It does have the feminine force of command and strength in it as well. So there's creativity, there's standing firm, so not giving in. There's a mysterious quality about this. If you're artistic and therefore creative, then it could be that you're involved with controversial art, or you're seeing that in your environment, or it's coming into your world in some way. This card can also be the card of unplanned births, so just be aware of that in the fifth house. But this card can also bring in undercurrents of some kind going on. So things are not necessarily clear right now. You could be waiting for something to happen. It's basically getting control of your emotions, or getting control of a situation, but you're just waiting for things to kind of fall into place right now. Some things are just not clear right now. This card is also the card of sexuality, seduction, and affair as well. So as I said, this could be in your life, or you are seeing it around you at this time. It could also be that your children are reaching the age of puberty, and perhaps they're exploring sexually. It could become in a number of ways. But I do feel that looking at the rest of your chart, it looks to me like you could be seeing this in other people, because this rules the darker feminine and some of the emotions that go with that. You may be seeing it in a female figure. And this could be jealousy, envy, anger, sort of bitchiness, and even revenge. And revenge came in before in your fourth house, so it may come in again here. So I just feel that possibly this, you are moving on with your life in some way, or you are perceived somehow to have moved on from something or someone, and the reaction to that is coming out in this way, which is those darker emotions, as I say. But if that's coming out in you, then you need to get that under control and find a wholesome outlet for it. Or you just, as I said, you may be seeing it in people around you at this time. And it could be a reaction to something that you are doing. You are enjoying your life. Perhaps you're getting out and about, enjoying activities. And this is the reaction from some quarter in your environment at this time. Then in the sixth house, we have Jupiter Abundance, lovely card. Sixth house is your house of work, workplace, work colleagues, your work routines, and it's also the mastery of your craft, whatever it is that you do. It's also the house of health and diet and lifestyle, and the house of pets. So when it comes to pets, you may be getting a big pet, perhaps a horse or a big dog or something, something may be coming, some kind of abundance. But when you're looking at the other two aspects of this house, this is very much a blessings card, good things coming in. This is a doors swing open card. So doors that may have been closed before are now opening for you. You could be experiencing a lucky break of some kind, so good fortune. Also, it could just be after a very trying period that you're going to receive divine help in some way, or it could be strength to overcome or to move forward, or faith, or all of those things. It could also be relief from a very difficult situation. Something is being lifted away from you now, and now you experience the relief. It's kind of a divine intervention to pull that away from you so that you can move forward. It could be rescue of some kind. But whatever it is, blocks will be removed, and you could be receiving gifts or rewards of some kind. But it's quite a fast-moving energy, this. So whatever comes in for you, it could even just be opportunities coming in for you now. You need you really need to harness the blessings and opportunities, and that means you've got to work at them. You've got to follow them all. You've got to, really bring those home and anchor them in your world. It will require work. So whatever blessings and opportunities come for you, follow them up. You need to anchor that. This card can also bring in purpose. If that has been unclear for you, or you perhaps are changing your purpose, then this is going to help you find that. It's about expansion. Schooling, university, and teaching may come in with this card as well. When it comes to health and diet and lifestyle, with the Jupiter card, often there's a kind of expansiveness and things you almost go over the top, and that could be weight gain or overindulgence. Excess of all kinds comes in with this card. That's the other side of it. So it's that bigger than Texas kind of card. Everything's bigger, and you just feel expansive, and you want to just do more and more and more, and that may lead you to go over the top with certain things. So just bear that in mind. The overindulgence and the weight gain might come in with all this joy and abundance. Then in the seventh house, we have another lovely card, LIBRA I Balance. This rules this house, seventh house. So really a great influence, a very important influence coming for you in your seventh house. Your seventh house is your house of relationships, your personal one-on-one love relationship. It's also the house of partnerships, and this can be a business partnership coming in for you. It's also the house of the lower courts and legal issues as well to do with that. So with this card coming in, it is exactly what it says. You're aiming for balance in this house. So this could be all kinds of aspects coming in for you. But first of all, it talks about romance, partnership, marriage, the merging of you with another in all ways. It's also about mutual support. So this, as I said, could be a business partnership as well. So it's kind of a mutual support. It's the merging of a you with another and forming a partnership, whether it's romantic and therefore leading to marriage, because the seventh house is normally about marriage or a deep commitment, or it could be, as I said, a business partnership. But there's contentment coming in with this, harmony, heart blessings, balance, and this is your balancing your needs with their needs. There's, you need to bring in harmony there. There's negotiation and mediation required as well. It also may be that you're coming to a decision in this house now. You may have just been sitting on the fence about something, but you now need to make a decision on it. It could be linked to a contract or a legal matter or the lower courts, as I said. It could be linked to that. So normally with the Libra card, good things come out of it, especially if it's surrounded by good cards, and it is surrounded by good cards. So this is perhaps you are undertaking a contract or a legal agreement or a legal something, and from that you can then move forward on a relationship. In a relationship. Or it could, as I said, it could just be a business partnership, or you are starting something brand new. It's also about artistic activities. So you could be either getting involved with somebody who has artistic activities, or you are enjoying artistic activities together. So that's visiting galleries, museums, going to live music shows. It could even be fashion and beauty shows, or getting involved in that in somehow. But it's always about refinement and charm and beauty. That is the hallmark of this card. Then in the 8th house, we have Leo, I will. So the 8th house is a kind of a follow-on from the 7th house. This is the deeper commitment. This is the merging of your material and emotional resources, the actual nuts and bolts of it. So this could be it's the sexuality side of a relationship as well, or just sexual activities in general. But it's also the merging of your emotional and material resources in a love relationship, a committed relationship, or a business partnership. The nuts and bolts of that. It's also it's everything to do with other people's resources as well, whether you're managing that or involved in that, or it could be your partner. It's also the house of big finance. So this is investments, and inheritances, insurances, taxes, banking, accounting, anything to do with that. As I said, it could be an inheritance, which came up once before, mentioned briefly, or it could be some kind of legacy, or an asset, something like that. So this is a very strong house, the 8th house. It's also the house of endings and beginnings, and the old making way for the new. So this is kind of something old that doesn't suit you, is not serving you anymore, falling away to create something new. And that goes hand in hand with the 7th house card, which you got, which was the Libra. So with Leo, I will, very positive card to be having in this house. This is about integrity and strength and honor. Those are all the hallmarks of Leo. You may be the center of it all, in the spotlight in some way. You may be being noticed as well, which came out in your first house. You may also just be being appreciated in some way as well, hugely, by other people, or you could be your partner, or however it's coming out for you. But partnering up and working together, this could be a romantic partnering up, and then you work together. That could come in for you with this card. But it's an adventurous, creative, fun activity, or a business, something that's going to really stimulate you, and you're really going to enjoy it. There's lots of spontaneity, multitasking, trying all your, using all your different, changing hats regularly. It's also, there's a growth in your reputation and career indicated with this card. Your individuality comes to the fore. There could be lots of social gatherings going on as well. Generosity also comes in with this card, so you could be generous to others in some way, or that could be coming to you, and that is going to obviously affect your finances, your accounting, your banking, and so on. Perhaps you run a business, and being this time of the year, you're giving people bonuses or something like that. It could also be a love of luxury in some way, so just be aware of that, you're not overextending yourself in some way, or splashing out on unnecessary luxuries. No problem with luxury, just when it becomes too much, and Leo can sometimes do that, be very extravagant. Okay, so but overall, a very lovely, sunny, warm, happy and creative card, and an indication of a lightening and a generally a good outcome in this house. Then in the ninth house, we have air element communicating. Ninth house is a big house that covers quite a few different things. It's known as the international house, so everything to do with foreign things, whether it's import, export, anything to do with foreign people, cultures, belief systems. It's international travel comes in here with this as well. Any kind of adventure and exploration is covered by the ninth house. And you can be armchair traveling as well, but it's where you go with your mind. It's also the house of further education. So this is university level or adult education. So you could be at that age where you're now starting to learn, figure out what you want to do at university and so on. It also covers all aspects of philosophy, religion, and belief systems. So whether you're learning that or you're involved in that, perhaps that is part of your profession. This card or this house also covers the teaching profession, whether you're teaching or you're receiving teaching, publishing, all sorts of promotional work, public relations, relationship to in-laws comes in with this card, and the higher courts and the law comes in with this house. So the higher courts and the law, and it could even be that you're studying that, or you may have a legal matter at this time. But it really is it's a broad card, and it's the gaining of wisdom in some way, and all forms of exploration, whether it's mentally, physically, and so on. So now with the air element communicating card coming in, this is exactly what it is about. It's about communication in all forms, and this can be international travel and flights in some way, but also words and writing are very, very important at this time. They're indicated in some way. Publishing is indicated. Technology. This is advanced tech or upgrades to your current technology, or perhaps you're using that to disseminate information, or perhaps you're using that to get on with some kind of publishing project, or you could be using it for studying. Science comes in with this card. And also lectures, attending lectures, classes, all places of learning come in with this. Music as well comes in with this. So it really is about also putting into words what you are aiming for and what you want. So your ambitions or what you're aiming for, your goals, you need to put it down into words. You need to get clarification on all things as well, because that is the air element. It's the analytical clarification, hearing things, giving messages, receiving messages, sending messages, communication in all forms, but getting clarity as well. It's also about resolution and reasoning, and it's a positive mindset is very, very important with this card. Because it is the card of manifestation. So positive thoughts, positive words will bring in what you want to manifest, the positive manifestation. This is also a very analytical card, so you may be requiring to do that in whatever it is that you're doing in the ninth house. It has a very inventive quality about it, and it has a youthful outlook. So you could be taking that attitude on, or be required to have a youthful outlook about things now as well. It's also about reaching new heights in some way. So whether this is through learning or exploration or travel, you can reach for the stars with this card. Then in the 10th house, we have lunar eclipse change. So 10th house is the house of career, your fame, your reputation. And it's the house of authority figures. So this can be the law or the military, but it can also be an authority figure in your home environment, or in your work environment, or somebody that you look up to. So it could be a guru or a mentor or a boss. This house is also about your public status, your personal public status, which with this card will be changing at some time. So now, with this coming in, this is going to be bringing in some kind of abrupt change. It's a big change. It's a forceful change or a shift of some kind. It's abrupt, but it's not entirely unexpected. You may have had suspicions about this, or you may have known aspects of it, but you were unable to do anything about it, or you just couldn't get to sort it out. It's got that kind of feeling about it. It's kind of a bubbling over now. Something comes front and center to be dealt with. So it may not be entirely unexpected, but for some people it will be unexpected. It's kind of a curveball coming in. This isn't an inevitable change. It's something that has to happen. It's essential to move you to where you need to be. So, there might be a bit of turmoil, or it could just be that a shift is coming in, and that is going to bring you a new perspective or a new attitude. Some kind of upheaval causes this to occur. There could also be issues to do with cycles and habits, because this is ruled by the moon, so cycles and habits are coming in with this as well. It could also, as I said, it could be a curveball for some people, really almost like a blind side. But I do feel that in some ways it's something that's not entirely unexpected. You saw the elements, there were undercurrents going on, you just weren't sure, but now it comes out for you to deal with. But it will go through cycles, and it will entail the changing of your current habits and so on. And that will put you in a little bit of an uncomfortable spot initially until you get the hang of it and you find your feet. There may be a female influence in this as well. Then in the 11th house, we have Moon Soul. I do feel this carries on from this card in the 10th house. But it also has other aspects to do with relationships that are going on for you at the moment. The 11th house deals with your friendships. Okay, so there could be changes going on there, some kind of shifting and moving around with that. And it's also the house of your personal hopes and wishes and your dreams and your hobbies and your interests. Okay, that comes into the 11th house as well. It's also the house of your networks and your contacts that you have. And so if your relationships are going through some kind of crystallization, and your work or your career is possibly changing, then that will affect your contacts and your networks as well. It could also be governs any kind of group activity that you may be involved in. So this can be a society or an association, or any kind of group activity, a sport or a club where you are with others in a group endeavor. It can also be that you're part of a group of companies, something like that. So I do feel with this card, you're going to be needing to use your intuition here. So this involves self-nurturing, but also self-protection. There are going to be deep feelings. You're going to be feeling quite emotional and sensitive at this time. You may need to retreat periodically just to balance yourself. You could be involved with large groups of people, so crowds of some kind. Hidden or secret affairs may be coming out, or just hidden things. Things could be a bit obscured at this time, so not all the truth is out there. This house also deals with all kinds of trends. This is global group consciousness and social reform and so on. So trends and what is popular may be coming up for you in this house as well. Your dreams are going to be important, so pay attention to that, your personal dreams, and also what goes on at night when you wake up in the morning, because you may be getting indications of certain things. You could be changing your friendships, or you're changing the groups that you're a member of. There could be cycles going on there, shifts and changes, and some, just you perceiving things differently, seeing things differently. People from the past may come back to you with this card as well, or pass through again in your environment. But I do feel you are getting closure in some way as well. This card can bring in closure. So perhaps, as I said, you're changing your groups, or you're changing your friendships, or certain friendships are moving away from you at this time. And it could also involve connecting with people that you knew before as well. Women's wisdom may be coming in with this card also. But it's a cyclical card. It's ruled by the moon, and that is emotional and habitual. Then in the 12th house, we have Neptune Sacrifice. 12th house is the house of your unconscious motivations and drives. And it also covers your spiritual life, meditation, mysticism, healing. It's also the house where you go to retreat, or when you want to reflect, or when you need to withdraw. And it could be that you want to go on a retreat of some kind, just to balance yourself and deal with life's ups and downs. It's also the house of escapism. So this is just simply getting away from it all to rebalance, but it can also be too much of an escapism, and therefore it goes into addictions of all kinds. And this can be any kind of addiction, any kind. It could even just be major distraction or addiction to technology or whatever. It's the house of service as well, service to others, which could be a profession for you, or it could be that you're in a helping profession, or you do like to be in service to others. It's part of your work ethic. It's also the house of karmic lessons, and it can also be where you meet a twin flame as well. It's also what you experience when you're visiting institutions of all kinds. So this can be a university, or a library, or a museum, or a hospital, or a government institution, or even a prison. Any kind of institution, what you experience and what you learn while you are there. So now with Neptune sacrifice coming in, I think you are possibly having to sacrifice something for the greater good. So you're going to have to put something aside in order to bring about something much better. Make sure that you get clarity in all things with this card around in this house, because some things just really will not be clear right now. So do your best to do that. You're going to be feeling quite sensitive, which came up before. I feel you may need to just get a lot of sleep, a lot of rest at this time. Assert your boundaries as well, because either you or somebody close to you, or somebody that you're interacting with right now, may be exhibiting victim consciousness of all kinds. So victim consciousness, poor me, and you don't want to be dragged under by other people's complications. You don't need that now. So you may need to protect yourself and withdraw, or you may be feeling those feelings. Find a healthy outlet for it, find a way to deal with it, but always assert your boundaries if you're around people like that. It also can be, as I said, about escapism and addictions, this card. So it's a double whammy because it's in its own house as well. So just be aware of also toxins and allergies in your environment. Get rid of toxic heavy chemicals in your house. Move into a more natural environment and natural, solutions to things. Clear all of that out of your house, because it may very well be bringing your energy down or affecting your energy levels. So addictions of all kinds need to be dealt with this. But also this card can bring in illusions of all kinds. So you may be under some kind of illusion, or somebody you're associated with has got all of this going on, addictions and illusions, or you're seeing this in other people right now. As I said, assert your boundaries and be very careful with that you don't get dragged under. This card can also bring in, and especially in this house, a once-in-a-lifetime love, a very deep love. So, that maybe it has already been kind of indicated elsewhere in your chart, so it's a very strong possibility that this is a life-changing relationship. Okay, Libra, hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. Hope you have a wonderful month. Take care, and I will see you next time.